What's up guys, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. So today we are talking about the Cuccio Fall Winter 2021 collection, which is called Your Time to Shine. So I'm actually really excited about this collection. I absolutely love Cuccio, as you guys probably have heard me say if you've watched any of my previous videos on them. I just feel like they're a very underrated brand. They also didn't do a winter collection last year, but their fall 2020 collection was honestly one of my favorites of the entire year. I'm pretty sure it actually made it into my top 5 nail polish collections of 2020 video. But yeah, this time we have a combo fall/winter collection. And I'm really excited about it because I feel like I kind of get the best of both worlds in 8 nail polishes. But let's just take a quick step back. If you haven't heard of Cuccio before, they are a salon nail polish brand that is 10 free, meaning they are free of 10 of the potentially harmful ingredients that are often found in nail polish. They are vegan, meaning they do not use any animal derived ingredients, and they are also cruelty free, meaning they do not test their products on animals. So like I said, we've got 8 brand new nail polishes. They definitely feel like they work for both fall and winter, and we have a lot of fun finishes here. We've got some shimmers, we've got some glitters, we have a ton of holographic sparkle as well, and I feel like that's another thing that's very underrated about Cuccio. They do incredible holo polishes. Specifically, their holo glitters are just very impressive. So let me just get into the swatches and then we'll talk a little bit more about pricing, availability, and all that good stuff. So roll the footage. So as always with my swatch and review videos, I am going to be using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today, of course, I am using the Cuccio base coat, so I will link it down in the description for anyone who's interested. So we'll start off with the only cream finish in this collection. It's called It's Your Turn, and it's actually a really beautiful neutral cream. I feel like it kind of sits somewhere between being a nude and being a taupe. Like it's almost like a nude taupe, if that makes any sense. There's definitely this nice grayed out pinky undertone to it. It's honestly a pretty unique shade for being a nude cream. But the thing that I loved about this one the most was the formula. As you can see, it was almost a one coater on me, which I thought was just really impressive. It also has that nice depth to it that makes it feel like a really good fall winter shade specifically. But overall, I just absolutely adore the cream formula from Cuccio. I feel like it's very underrated. Next up, we have the shade Glow Ahead, which is a really beautiful gray base that has a subtle coppery shimmer running throughout. And the kind of polish that this is, it's something I've seen before, but it almost has like this heathered effect with the coppery shimmer in the base. And honestly, I used to not like that type of look on my nails at all, but now for some reason, I really love it. I feel like there's just something so cool about it. It just gives the nail a little bit of dimension, and I think that that copper shimmer really warms up that base color and it makes it look so pretty. I feel like this isn't any time of year color, but yeah, absolutely perfect in 2 coats. I just loved it. Next up, we have the shade Dive On In, which just at first glance looks like a navy shimmer, but once I started applying it, I realized it almost has this black base, but then it has a navy shimmer running throughout. So in the first coat, I was really not impressed. I thought it was going to be super sheer and maybe take more than 2 coats for opacity, but in the second coat, it actually ended up giving me perfect coverage, so I think it redeemed itself pretty quickly there. And I think having that sort of finish for this polish is a really interesting choice because it almost looks black on the nails, but then when the light hits it, you get some of that blue shimmer and it just looks really pretty. I feel like it's a very wintry color. It's nice and deep and dark and gloomy, but it also has that touch of brightness. Next up, we have the shade Treat Yourself, and this is a really beautiful, I want to say dusty red base. I think it's actually a little bit dustier than it looks in my video, and then it has this intense red shimmer running throughout. So I feel like this is kind of the perfect marriage between fall and winter polish because it has that festive red coloring to it that I usually associate with the holidays, but it's got this sort of dustiness that I feel like makes it feel very autumnal. So I think this is a really cool transition color. It's really beautiful. It was almost 1 coat coverage. I have a feeling this is actually going to be really good for stamping as well. But yeah, overall, just another really pretty shade. So moving on to the 4 glitters of this collection, which is where I feel like they really shine, so to speak. This first shade is called Reach for the Stars, and it is this very intense silver holographic micro glitter. And at first I applied it over the cream shade because I thought it was a topper. But as you can see, I mean, you can still wear it as a topper, but as you can see, it's almost a little too full coverage to be a topper. So I thought I would see what it looked like wearing it on its own as a full coverage glitter glitter polish, and I have to say I am just so impressed with this one. This is my absolute favorite of the collection. I just feel like the glitters themselves are so easy and workable. It's not difficult or clumpy on any parts of my nail. I feel like this is the kind of thing that Cuccio does extremely well, these holographic glitter polishes that are full coverage. Honestly, I would wear this one in 2 coats. I think it looks really pretty that way, but if you want to get that full coverage, a 3rd coat is what covered up my visible nail line. You can also sponge it on if you want to do that. This is definitely the perfect shade for that, and honestly, this is a very good any time of year glitter. It's so festive, it's so beautiful. I feel like I'm definitely going to be using this for a glitter gradient nail art. It's just very impressively glittery, but not clumpy. Next up, we have the shade Straighten Your Crown, and this is a really beautiful gold metallic topper, but it also has a scattering of holographic glitters running throughout. So we've got a few different sizes here. I decided to wear it over another color just so you could see what it looked like as a topper. I feel like my video did not do this one justice. For some reason, my camera does not really love gold glitters, but I feel like this one was so beautiful. This definitely has a strong holiday vibe to me. I love mostly gold metallic toppers that have a little bit of holo in them because I feel like, I don't know, they just really catch the eye. So I also wanted to show you guys what it looked like over the naked nail just in case you were curious. I do think this one is probably too sparse to wear on its own, but I think it could be sponged on if you want to make it full coverage. Next up, we have the shade Be Spectacular, and to be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect from this one. It's got this sheer lavender base, and then it's packed with these soft holographic micro glitters. So honestly, the first coat, absolutely gorgeous, totally loved it. Second coat, also absolutely gorgeous, totally loved it. I ended up trying it as a 3-coater just to see what would happen, and I feel like it kind of does this really interesting thing where the lavender base, even though it's sheer, it really brightens up the natural nail and it just makes it look a little bit cleaner, if that makes sense. I loved the way that it looked in 2 coats. I'm going to show you guys a 3rd coat really quick, and I do think that 3rd coat gave me the full coverage that I was expecting with this one. I did do a little bit of dabbing and placing just to make sure that I didn't have any sparse areas, but overall I think this is actually a really pretty and unique shade. It's very fun to have that sheer base with that very intense holo. It kind of mixes 2 very different types of polishes. I think this could also be sponged on, but I think you would lose that purpley color, and I think this could also actually be worn as a topper over a similar base. That would be interesting to see. And last but definitely not least, we have the final glitter, which is called Sparkle Brighter, and this is the only one that actually isn't a holographic one, but this is a full coverage glitter, and it's kind of a mix of silver, a very soft purple, and then a very light pink of all different types of metallic glitters mixed together, and they create a really interesting texture on the nail. This is another one that I think my camera really didn't do justice, but it feels like a very sparkly, fun kind of manicure to have on your nails. It definitely feels like an event type of nail polish. I mean, honestly, I would wear it anytime, but it feels very festive. It feels like a great party event kind of manicure to wear. I think it looked perfect in 3 coats. These 3 coats just did a perfect job for me. So here are all of the shades together, and I have to say, looking at them all in a little chart, I feel like it definitely feels a little bit more wintry than fall, but I will say individually, I definitely see a lot of fall vibes, especially in the top row of colors. The bottom row just kind of feels like a whole party on the nails. It's definitely what I expect of winter and holiday collections. I absolutely love what they did with all of the holographic sparkle, and I think honestly any of these would be really appropriate for any special event. Or if you're like me, you can just wear them anytime. So yeah, those are the polishes, and I have to say I am so into them. I feel like they did a really incredible job. I actually will say I wasn't a huge fan of their summer 2021 collection, but I think these polishes more than made up for it. And honestly, it just came down to personal preference. I didn't think they performed poorly or anything like that. We were just so inundated with neons this summer that by the time I got them, I was just kind of like tired, you know what I mean? But honestly, I think that the finishes of this collection were so good. I thought the formulas and the opacity were really impressive. I especially loved those glitters and that holographic sparkle. They are just so beautiful and exciting, and they make me really excited for the winter/holiday season. I feel like that just gives me all of the vibes. And I just feel like overall they're a very underrated brand. I think they have such good quality, but they're not that expensive. Like I feel like they're significantly less expensive than most of the mainstream brands, but they still deliver that same quality. So yeah, overall, I'm a big fan of this collection. I'm glad they did it. I'm a little sad that we're not going to get more polishes from them this year, but I'll take what I can get. So these polishes are available from HB Beauty Bar, which is a retailer where I get most of my mainstream nail polishes from. They have a nice medium wide flat brush, so it's very easy to apply on the nails, and they retail for $6.95 USD there. You can also use my discount code KELLI to get 22% off your order, so I will link everything down below so you can check that out if you're interested. You guys may also notice that the Cuccio base coat is one of my top 2 favorite base coats of all time. So if you haven't grabbed that one before, I highly recommend it. They also make a couple of really great top coats that I absolutely love. Lately, I've been really into their high gloss top coat. That's what I use most of the time. They have another one called the 7-second reactive top coat. I used to be really into that because I felt like I was always in a rush. Definitely a little bit thinner. I like the high gloss top coat because it has that gel-like finish, but it is also a quick dry polish. It just doesn't dry like immediately like the 7-second one, but I think they're both pretty good. You can't go wrong with either, so I'll link them down below as well just in case you guys are interested. But yeah, that's enough of me ranting about how much I love Cuccio, but seriously, I just feel like they're a very underrated brand. They deserve to be a lot more mainstream than they are. But I would love to hear from you guys. What do you think of this collection? Are you into it? Are you planning on picking any of them up, or have you already? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. Huge shout out to my Cosmic Admirals on Patreon, Amanda M, Bryson Scott, Kristen, and Rocket Man's daughter. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Amanda, and Amanda wants to know, do you prefer double stuffed Oreos, the right answer, or regular Oreos? You're wrong, try again. Believe it or not, Amanda's favorite is actually the double stuff. I know that's a surprise based on the question. I think Amanda is going to be very upset with my answer here, I'm going to be honest, because I don't think I've ever had a double stuffed Oreo in my entire life. Yeah, obviously I do need to get on that. I'm actually not a huge Oreo person in general. I like them when I have them, but I try not to have them in the house. I do have the Pokemon ones. I know a lot of you guys have asked me if I got the Pokemon ones, and yes, I did. They taste absolutely delicious and fresh. They're just regular Oreos, but they have Pokemon on them, and I'm a big Pokemon fan. But I will say my absolute favorite type of Oreo, like if I could only buy one type of Oreo for the rest of my life, it would not be either regular or double stuffed. It would be the birthday cake Oreos, because those are the most delicious thing ever. They taste like what Dunkaroos used to taste like when they had the chocolate cookies with the vanilla frosting. Absolutely amazing. They're so wonderful. I could honestly eat an entire box of them, but I won't let myself because I can't do that to myself. But whenever I do get them, I cherish them, but I do, again, try not to get them that often. Obviously, I do need to try the double stuff as well. If they made double stuffed birthday cake Oreos, I would buy that in an instant. That's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!